Hello and welcome back. So this is the next part. How do you increase your strength? So what is the most important training factor or a factor in training so that you gain strength? So two important things that we studied about, if you remember, we spoke about principles of training. So that involved fit, that is frequency, intensity, time and type of exercise, and additionally overload. So overload means excess or like a deadlift. Okay. If you combine both these things in a proper way, what you achieve is muscle stimulus, or you will stimulate your muscle. So when you stimulate your muscle, that causes an increase in hypertrophy, that is increase in muscle size, a cell, and as well as, so in turn it is going to increase your muscle strength and muscle endurance. So that's what we are aiming for. So in case if you want to achieve that, um, you there are two things that you need to be careful about, or two things rather we need to think about, is sets and reps. So for example, if I'm able to load a particular exercise or do a particular exercise 10 times, then that becomes 10 reps. And then when I stop it, so that becomes one set, which you are doing it for 10 times. So that's one set with 10 reps. You take a halt, you take a interval in between, again do 10 times, so that's 10 reps. So that will be the second set. Okay, then you do it third time, you do again 10 times, so that becomes the third set. So an individual, so you can program a client's program for overload and fit by deciding on their fitness intensity levels. Okay. When you're deciding the set type, you will have to keep in mind an individual's fitness level first. Second, of course, the available time, which is a great constraint these days. The desired result that you want. Okay, whether you want a person to achieve a muscle endurance or a muscle strength. Okay, those are two different things which we'll study probably later. Or also if you're just looking at increasing somebody's cardiovascular endurance, and also you will have to see the ability of a person to perform exercises back to back. Say an individual who is very new, and who is obese won't be able to do 2 and 3 sets of a particular exercise, and each set having say 10 to 15 reps. So in that case you'll have to bring it down. So there are certain terminologies that we use to define those sets. So for example, the first one is straight set. When I say that a person is doing straight set, which means a person is doing one set. Now that one set will have 8 to 10 repetitions, reps, or 10 to 15 reps, depends. Okay. But then we first, let us talk about sets. So straight set means one exercise. Super sets means you are doing two exercise back to back. Okay, so which means, say this lady, if you see, is lifting up dumbbells, she's doing one set of exercises. Okay, one set that she's doing, and probably she does some other exercise which becomes a next set, so that becomes a super set. The third is drop set. In drop set, you keep doing that particular exercise. Either you lift a heavy weight or a lighter weight, and you do it back to back. Okay, so same exercise you're doing back to back. That is drop set. Super set means you are combining two different exercises. So one set you do of one particular exercise, and second set you do of another exercise. So what is circuit training? So, or circuit is where you're combining three or more exercises and doing it back to back. So in this, it usually is one exercise you do for a particular repetitions, you take a little interval, or you actually don't take an interval, you continue doing another exercise, and then you continue doing another exercise. So that's either three or more. Okay, continuously back to back, there is no rest that you're taking. So that's about set. Now, how do you define somebody's reps, or rather, how will you program, or uh, tell your client how many repetitions to do and how many sets to do? The idea here is you are actually tracking their strength exercises. So hence it becomes very important you note down how many reps they are doing and note down how many sets they are doing. Muscular failure needs to be reached if you want to see a consistent strength and size increase in muscle. Okay, very important. So say for example, you are performing say tricep curls. So in the tricep curls, you target 10 reps initially. Okay. Now, the first 7 reps that you do, 7 times that I'm going to, lift that weight, it has to be slightly easy where I don't get out of my breath, or whether it's becoming quite easy. At the end, that 8 to 10 number, so once you're done with 7 times, 8 to 10 times is where you actually start building up pressure in your muscles. So if you're targeting say tricep curl, the tricep muscle starts responding less. It becomes slightly difficult. It now requires your mind coordination with the muscle. Okay? So it's very important that 8 to 10 reps, the last 2 to 3 reps are challenging. If a person is doing all those 10 reps at a very easy state, which means that's not the ideal rep. So you need to work on. So you either plan it 12 or you either plan it 15. Okay? And then work through that complete set. So now that if you see a person is able to do 7 reps and 10 reps at max, and that's one set, make it another set. So in that case, what will happen now, he or she will be able to do say 5 reps easily, but then after that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is going to become challenging. And at a particular time, after a few sets, either 1, 2 or 3 depending on an individual's fitness level, the last rep they will achieve muscle failure. Okay, so that's what we are targeting. So that's something that you have to target. However, this planning part and all, we'll do it in detail in our later modules. So this is just an example. If some woman or if your female clients tell you that, oh, I'm not going to lift weight because I'm going to look like this, but well, this is what they think it will happen, but actually the right side picture is what actually happens. Okay, so it gives a very good toning to your body, and you achieve a good shape, the good body shape that we are actually aiming for. More than that, muscle endurance or muscle strength becomes very, very important, so that you gain your muscles. So once you start gaining your muscles, your BMR goes high. So the fat accumulated around the muscles is going to start burning up. So that's where you achieve high BMR. And this is all slow process. So initially 3 to 6 months, you won't be able to make out. But then after that, definitely you're going to hit on.